welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, we'd like to talk about SSERAFIM's Eve's Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife, focusing on a little breakdown of the lyrics and the music video to see what they can tell us about the meaning of the song. Eve's Psyche and the Bluebeard's Wife is a song that was first introduced all the way back in Antifragile's The Hydra trailer. The title of the song refers to three female characters belonging to different traditions, but as we'll see in a second, all three are known for disobeying a direct order. In the Genesis, for instance, Eve is seduced by the serpent into disobeying God's orders. She is forbidden from eating the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, but she does anyway and convinces Adam to do the same. This decision is punished with their expulsion from the Garden of Eden, which in turn leads to mankind's fall from grace. Psyche, on the other hand, is the Greek goddess of the soul. Born as a human, her beauty was so great that even Aphrodite was jealous of her, so in order to punish her, she sends her son Eros to make her fall in love with a monster. Instead of hitting her with one of his arrows, however, Eros falls in love with her instead. He takes her as a wife, gives her a beautiful palace, incredible treasures, but he would only visit her at nighttime without showing his face or saying his name. Psyche eventually falls in love with her mystery husband, but every time that she tries to convince him to reveal himself, Eros always refuses. One night, however, Psyche is finally overcome by curiosity. She lights an oil lamp, shines it over her husband, and she sees the most beautiful man she's ever seen. Shocked by that sight, Psyche accidentally spills the oil over his body and wakes him up. Eros is injured by the oil, but most of all is hurt by Psyche's betrayal of his trust. As a result, he flies away, the palace and the treasures disappear, thus leaving Psyche to undergo a series of trials to regain his love and eventually gain immortality. Last but not least, we get to Bluebeard's wife, which is a character from the French folktale Bluebeard. In the story, Bluebeard is a rich nobleman who was married 6 times, but all his wives mysteriously disappeared. After marrying his newest wife, Bluebeard initially showers her with riches, but one day he has to go on a journey and leaves her the keys to the castle. Before leaving, Bluebeard tells her that she can access any room except for the locked door in the basement. The girl agrees, but when her sisters and cousins go to visit, they convince her to disobey and open the door. Inside, she discovers a torture chamber with the bodies of the 6 wives hanging from the ceiling. The wife is so terrified that she drops the keys on the bloody floor, staining the metal, so when Bluebeard comes back, he sees the stained keys and discovers that his wife disobeyed him. About to kill her too, the wife manages to stall him just enough time for her sisters to go get her brothers, so when they arrive, Bluebeard is killed and the wife is saved, inheriting all his riches. Now all these women are obviously characterized by their rebellion and disobedience, and it's precisely because of their subversion that they were chosen as the title of this song. Like the lyrics tell us, these characters all wish for what is forbidden, but their desire to break the rules also leads to a change in their situation. Eve's disobedience, for instance, might have led to their expulsion from the garden, but humanity was created as a result. Psyche's disobedience led her to gain immortality and become a goddess, while Bluebeard's wife's disobedience made her discover the truth and inherit his wealth. According to the press release, the theme of the song is meant to convey the idea that only when a taboo is broken we can then move on to the next stage. This is a message that very much fits the Unforgiven concept, because the whole point of this comeback is that SSERAFIM wish to target taboos and pave their own path as they cross the limits that were imposed by others. Like they anticipated in Burn the Bridge, they need to burn some bridges in order to light the path ahead, meaning that in order to move forward the way they want, they first need to take the risk to break some rules and possibly even make some people mad. Since they're unforgiven, they reject the judgment and punishment of the people that impose their own worldview on them, so they're like Eve, because they might be idle but they're not a doll, which is also a callback to Yoonjin's own song. In this industry, people straight up lie and tell them that it's okay whatever they do. Realistically speaking, that is not true. They have to be obedient, conceal their emotions, smile like a doll, but now SSERAFIM are reclaiming their right to frown and have some attitude. This is a type of freedom that makes their heart beat faster, but they embrace their downfall because they just wanna have some fun. As they fittingly wear distressed outfits, the girls say they are a mess in distress, but they're still the best dressed. Maybe not according to others, but certainly according to them. The point here is that they're the best dressed because they decided that they are. They don't dress to impress others, they dress to fit their own taste, which is a behavior that very much represents their unforgiven nature. Now In the video, SSERAFIM showed their rebellious side by taking over a building already occupied by a group of skaters. As they dance around and play games, the girls break the rules of these games and create new ones to fit them better. They reinvent the game and claim the space as their own while doing so, which is actually a visual representation of what being unforgiven is all about. Them breaking the rules and claiming the space is very much a metaphor for their goals in the music industry. They want to leave a lasting mark, have their true voices be heard, and they will claim the right to do so even if people try to forbid it. As they play red light, green light for instance, we see the Dunce standing in front of a painting. This is a painting by Benjamin West called The Expulsion of Adam and Eve from Paradise, so the subject matter is obviously the fall of man. As the Eves of the industry reject to be idealized as perfect angels, however, SSERAFIM embrace this downfall from grace because their humanity and, God forbid, their impurities are actually their greatest strength. In the Genesis, the original sin actually leads Adam and Eve to experience shame for the first time, which is also why in the garden they walked around naked, but when they get expelled they cover in shame. In the video we see a little reference to that because when Sakura destroys the chain and breaks the rules, the painting gets covered by the sentence, "I won't hide myself." This means that they reject the idea of feeling shame for things that they don't believe shameful. They won't hide their flaws, their impurities, their frowns. They don't want to conceal their emotions and ideas because, as they told us in the past, they want to love themselves fully. They want to love the good parts, the bad parts, their weaknesses, and above all expectations, even find the good in their mistakes. To accomplish this task, however, they first need to free themselves from the hold that people's opinions actually has on them, and this is exactly what the album is all about. After breaking the chain and creating her own rules, at the end we see Sakura beginning a new game. This time it's a game that follows her own worldview, her own strategy, her own rules, so SSERAFIM are very much on the right path to succeed. To see how their journey will continue, we'll have to wait and see, but in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.